Well, good evening, Lions, all across CA1 and beyond. And having said that, I just want to say thank you. I am the invisible lion tonight. Um, and I say that because when you look up and see the Wisdom Wednesday logo and nobody's there, that's Bruce Beck. My camera was working when two faculty and I started, and about 5 minutes in, I disappeared, and and I'm still gone. So, at any rate, I just want to say thank you all for making time to join us tonight. Our session is Growing Future Lions Leadership, and I'm confident that this is just going to be a knockout session. You're going to be glad you're here. Our two faculty night is Ed Farrington, from New Hampshire, and Susan Hurlburt from out east somewhere. I should have checked on that, but where are you from, Sue?
New England, south of Ed.
Okay. At any rate, having said that, we are very time conscious. Our meetings will go 1 hour and we will be done at 8 o'clock, even if I just click end meeting. So um, the faculty's ready. I look forward to having you here, and let's get this show on the road. Lion, Sue, and Ed, I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint and ask you guys to take it away. Come on, share button. There it is. Ed and Sue.
You go. So, Lions Club International thrives on the dedication and leadership of its members. Inspiring our Lions to take on leadership roles is essential for the sustainability and growth of the organization. The follow strategies this evening will outline ways to motivate club members to set up, embrace responsibility, and contribute as leaders. Inspiring Lions to take on leadership roles require a thoughtful, supportive approach by communicating the value of leadership, offering development opportunities, and creating a positive environment. Clubs can cultivate new generation of motivated and capable leaders, and the future of our Lions clubs depends on empowering members to step forward and lead with confidence and compassion. So before we kick things off, Ed and I would like to do a quick poll. If and Bruce will be launching the poll. And the question is, as a passionate lion doing service, what has prevented you from serving in a leadership role in your community, club, district, or multiple districts? And this is a single choice, multiple choice. So if you can please weigh in and do your poll now. For those of you that may be new to Zoom, you'll see a little icon that says you could actually at your end see the choices that you can make. And I see that we're about 50%. Good job. We have 38% of respondents. So we'll give it a couple of more seconds. Oh, Bruce, yeah, all the questions. Yeah, just answer poll number 1
Yep.
if you can. Yeah. And then
And
Bruce, if you could end the poll, yeah, that would be
yep,
great.
I'm
And
going to
share.
share the results
Mhm.
with everyone. And there we go.
All right. So it looks like time commitment, which is very interesting. That is very interesting. With a quick show of hands, with the time commitment, is it that always be raise your hand if it's from the entire process, meaning from beginning to end, or is it just from the perspective of being on the road and visitations and that kind of thing. Just quickly take your little hand under the reaction and just raise it if it is the entire aspect of time commitment. A quick show of hands, just to take it down another little. Okay. Okay. And is it actually being on the road a lot is your biggest fear all the time? Right. Yeah, thank you, Lynn Lion Babs. Yeah, noted. Yeah. And then from the club perspective, is it from the perspective of quick show of hands that it's just the club level and interacting with the community to a higher degree? So nobody, okay, very good. All right, thank you. All right. So
Sue,
Bruce,
one
mhm,
option that was in the chat room is
yeah,
the option not listed was the expense of being a district officer or higher. I just wanted to make
right.
you aware of that.
Yes. Show of hands, expense part. How can you just all do a quick hands if the fear is of expenses? Yeah, there's a lot of, okay, there's a lot. Yeah, thank you. That helps. I have to say the two that probably Ed and I and Ed weigh in is really for the time commitment and the money side of things, right?
Totally
Yeah,
agree. Yep.
yeah, exactly. All right, so we're going to tuck that in the back of our brain a little bit, and we'll come back to chat about that later on in the Q&A section. I would like to say that if you have any questions, please jot them down, and when we get to the end, we'll be able to try to answer as many questions as you can. Okay, thank you. Bruce, if you go, there you go. Okay, very good. So we're going to be covering today 4 basic topics: how to inspire Lions for leadership roles, strategies for coping, coaching future leaders, strategies for mentoring future leaders, and succession planning for future leaders. Now we're going to go into poll number 2, which is if you could launch that, and to someone's earlier question that may be showing more than one poll, if you can, Bruce, run poll number 2.
Yep.
And poll number 2 talks about, do you have confidence in the leadership in your club, district, or multiple district? And what qualities of leadership would you like your leaders to have in leading your club, district, and multiple district? So, and the emphasis on the term qualities. So vision and strategic thinking, integrity and honesty, effective communication. Oh, we got poll number 1.
Yeah, but it's just question number 2 in poll number 1.
Okay, got it. Oh, there you go. There you go. So if all of you scroll down,
Yeah.
you could start answering. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Effective communication, empathy and inclusiveness, commitment, accountability, motivation and inspiration, team building and delegation, conflict resolution skills, or all of the above. Okay, we have 94% answer. Very good. Give it a couple more seconds. All right, we can end the poll.
And there's the results.
There's the results. Very interesting. The 2-part question away into the first. Thank you, Carol. Interestingly enough, 49% is all the above. And which is not surprising, right? So a little show of hands if you feel that that speaks to you, as well as commitment and accountability and effective communication. But it's the whole deal. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So the goal is then this evening that hopefully we'll be able to address some, if not mostly all of this, and also give you some sort of a foundation to springboard from this as you begin to looking at strategic planning efforts at the club, district, and multiple district level.
I think that the poll is missing one really basic item here, and that's people that are willing to step up. People have qualities, and I think it's more than just the things that were listed there. There are people that have qualities of leadership that they're currently unwilling to step up. And I think that's something we need to address.
Thank you very much for your comments, Dick. And I think you'll find as you go through some of the screens, we'll be talking about that. But thank you very much. And then the one thing is I would ask that everybody be on mute. And if you do have any questions, if you can just write them down and we can address them at the end. All right. Thank you so very much. So inspiring Lions to take on leadership roles requires a thoughtful, supportive approach. By communicating the value of leadership, offering development opportunities, creating a positive environment, clubs can cultivate a new generation of motivation and capable leaders. The future of Lions clubs depends on empowering members to step forward and lead with confidence and compassion. And that speaks a little bit, Dick, to your comment that we'll talk about a little bit down the road as well. We need to help members understand the importance of leadership within the clubs, district, multiple districts, and international. As much as we are dedicated to serve in our communities, we also need to serve in leadership roles in our clubs, district, and multiple districts, sharing stories of successful leaders and the impact their work has given on communities. Emphasize how leadership roles offer personal growth, skill development, and the opportunity to make a meaningful difference. Leadership roles foster personal growth and skill development by increasing self-awareness, building key competencies like communication, critical thinking, decision-making, and maintaining a positive environment for continuous learning and resilience. It really helps from the perspective of enhanced decision-making, improved communication, increased self-awareness, greater resilience, developing an authentic style. For those of you that went to DG school, do we all remember that heart, mind, and gut process, right? We help define who we are as leaders. Also impact on team and career, fostering a growth-oriented environment, mentoring, and development. There is a gentleman by the name of Science and Tech. I don't know if any of you have ever heard him. He has a really great podcast called A Bit of Optimism. And he is the most unshakable optimist in servant leadership. And he's written 3 books, and he had a very huge following on a TED called Why. And his books are called Start With Why, Leaders Eat Last, which is based on the U.S. Marines Corps mission of leadership, and The Infinite Gain. He works with the U.S. Armed Forces, government agencies, and police organizations. And there's some resources at the end that we can go through. But he really does speak to those qualities that go into being a leader for organizations to look at, such as the Lions, at all levels, but also ways to inspire those that really have a desire or maybe a little bit of investment in getting them to take those first steps into leadership. So now we're going to chat a little bit about clear pathways for advancement. So online, the various leadership positions and the steps required to achieve them. So at the club level, just a quick show of hands, how many of you every year kind of sit down maybe once or twice a year and kind of look at those in your club and those who you think might be ready or maybe might be worth the investment to ask to go up the ladder? Just a quick show of hands. Okay. And then how many at the district level would you say that you do that? Okay, very good. Very good. One thing about I find interesting is sometimes there's a tendency to look for those that are, you know, um, out there and about, they're hustling and bustling, but sometimes it's those quiet leaders. How many of you have quiet leaders in your club? They may not be all over, but basically, you see those little quiet people behind the scenes that just, yeah, exactly, right? Those are the people that you actually too want to bring onto your thought process, even at the district level, as well. Um, and I see in the chat box that there's comments of commitment from members, um, matter of Lions willing to step leadership. It's all time management. Um, Interesting. And there's a couple of people under this. Bruce, if we can just target these last three comments for Q&A, I think that would be very helpful at the end to kind of chat about a little bit.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. Um, Going on to the next slide, how to inspire, regularly acknowledge members who have taken initiative or excelled in leadership roles. Hold appreciation events, present awards, and share success stories in newsletters or meetings. Recognition boosts morale and inspires others to pursue leadership opportunities. And that was the next slide. Yep. Very good. And I know many Lions clubs have appreciation events, as well as how many of you do off the cuff kind of leadership recognition events, not the standard like letters and plaques? How many of you kind of do some fun things, right? Right. Very good. And then I see a couple of people have their hands raised. We'll wait to the end to Q&A, Carol and Pat. Is that okay? All right. Very good. All right, on to the next slide. Invite members to share ideas and take part in decision making. When individuals feel that their voices are heard, they're more likely to feel invested and consider leadership opportunities. Create committees or task force that allow members to lead projects and gain experience. Organize workshops, seminars, and online courses focused on leadership skills such as communication, conflict resolution, and project management. Empower members with knowledge and tools, making leadership roles less intimidating and more accessible. And this is probably one of the more challenging things sometimes for clubs based on club size, based on club culture, and that kind of thing. But when we go a little bit outside the box and look at especially those new members, and really getting them involved early on, once you capture them coming in and get them into that little bit of project or service passion of theirs, that really sets the groundwork for future potential leadership. And I know in our club, we kind of say we say let them wait a year before you go after them for leadership, but sometimes we just have people go at their own pace, but we do work with them during that period of time once we do identify those people that that have the investment opportunity to work with them to go into leadership roles. We need to foster a supportive environment. We need to encourage a culture of collaboration and mutual respect. Leaders should actively mentor and support new volunteers, ensuring everyone feels welcome and capable. When members see a supportive network, they're more likely to step forward into leadership positions. Get to know your members and their skills, interests, and aspirations. Assign leadership roles that align with individual strengths, ensuring satisfaction and effectiveness, personalizing opportunities, increasing the likelihood of enthusiastic participation. Quick show of hands. How many of you in your clubs and or districts do you feel that you have that culture of collaboration, mutual respect, everybody having a voice and everybody being able to come to the table and contribute something without, this is the way it's always been kind of thing? All right, very good. Very good. When everybody, so when I think of personally, when I think of club leadership, I think of it as a facilitator role, and that everybody comes to the table equally, and that everybody's secure in sharing their thoughts and their ideas without fear of judgment. And when you do that, I just feel that it kind of gets things on the right path to start having some collaboration and getting some interest in investing. And that really affects at the district level. How many at the district level actually feel that as well from that perspective? That there's an openness to share and to grow. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Invite members to share ideas and take part in decision making. When individuals they feel that they're heard, they're more likely to feel invested in consider leadership opportunities. Organize workshops, seminars, and online courses such as communication, conflict resolution, project management. Empower members with knowledge and tools, making leadership roles less intimidating and more accessible. Next slide, please. Encourage a culture of collaboration and mutual respect. Leaders should actively mentor and support new volunteers, ensuring everyone feels welcome and capable. When members see a supportive network, they're more likely to step forward into leadership positions. Get to know their skills, interests, and aspirations. Assign leadership roles that align with individual strengths, ensuring satisfaction and effectiveness, personalizing opportunities, increasing the likelihood of enthusiastic participation. And I think that a lot of clubs and districts, this is probably an area where there is a little bit of concern. And how do you make that happen? Is that correct? With a quick show of hands, do you really feel that that's an area that some folks need to work on? Yeah, a couple. Yeah, a couple. Yeah. And the next slide for leading by example. Its existing leaders should model the qualities and behavior they wish to see in future leaders. Show commitment, integrity, and passion for service. Demonstrate the rewards and satisfaction that come from leadership to inspiring others to follow. And I've always, I don't know how many of you back in the 80s, there was a series of books that were called Walk the Talk. And it talked a little bit about, right, Pat? Yes, it's right? Walking the talk. They had walk the talk in healthcare, walk the talk in education, but it really spoke to leaders. You know, if you have expectations, and it applies to volunteer organizations. If you want people to follow you at the club level or the district level, again, it ties into that servant leadership. It's not top down, but you're leading and serving alongside. So it's still a very powerful message to today. And at this point, I'm going to pass it off to Ed, who's going to talk about the strategies for coaching and mentoring.
Thank you. Next slide, please. So before we get into the individual strategies on coaching and mentoring, I wanted to go over the definitions and the differences between a coach and a mentor. So coaches work on improving the performance and the well-being of an individual or a group through setting goals, exploring values and beliefs, and creating plans of action. This is achieved not by advising or telling, but largely by questioning to facilitate awareness and self-directed learning. The coach does not require any knowledge, skills, or experience of the coach's field of work. In fact, ignorance can be an advantage and may encourage the coach to ask more neutral and less leading questions. When we look at mentoring, I would define mentors as people who impart their own experiences, learning, and advice to those who have less experience in their field. Mentoring is a developmental partnership in which an experienced individual shares knowledge, experience, and wisdom with a less experienced person. The mentor guides, advises, and encourages mentees over a longer period, helping them navigate challenges and broaden perspectives and grow professionally and personally. In modern business, the practice of delivering mentoring in a coaching style is also on the increase. Next slide, please. So we're going to talk about the strategies for coaching future Lion leaders. Cultivating strong leadership skills really is essential for the success of any organization or community. Lion leaders symbolize individuals who are not only courageous and visionary, but they also are empathetic and resilient. Coaching future Lion leaders requires an approach that nurtures both personal and professional growth as well. This section outlines the key strategies for effectively coaching the next generation of Lion leaders. So we want to definitely go back. Yeah. So here we go.
Where am I at, Ed?
Okay, you good.
All right.
I just needed to catch up where you were.
I
So
was taking notes and bumped it. My apologies.
that's okay. I'm getting to the slide where you are. So we want to encourage members to participate actively in club events and projects. You want to pay attention to those who show initiative, reliability, and a passion for service. Approach promising individuals personally to express confidence in capabilities and invite them to take on greater responsibilities. You want to foster a supportive learning environment as well, which is the next slide, please. I'm off here.
I believe I only went one slide.
Did you? Yeah, that's the one. You're good. So we want to help leaders reframe failures as opportunities for growth. You want to share stories of notable leaders who overcame adversity and bounced back even stronger. Train the leaders to adapt quickly to changing environments and to lead confidently through uncertainty. In cultivating courage and ethical decision-making, we all want to demonstrate integrity and transparency in decision-making, discuss real-world ethical dilemmas, and guide leaders in making principled choices. We want to empower our leaders to take calculated risks and stand up for their values and even though they're in the face of opposition. Next slide, please. Encourage collaborative leadership and team building. We like to organize activities that promote collaboration, trust, and mutual respect among team members. Emphasize the importance of diversity and inclusion in building strong teams and make better decisions. And provide ongoing mentorship and feedback. Connect future Lion leaders with experienced mentors who can offer guidance, advice, and support through their leadership journey. Offer regular, actionable feedback to help leaders grow and develop their skills. Next slide, please. So encourage lifelong learning. Encourage leaders to pursue ongoing education through workshops, seminar, and online courses. Recommend reading, networking, and learning as essential tools for development. So let's do a quick hands hands up poll asking the following question. Does your district, multiple district, through its GAT and GLT, offer training to promote continuous education and support personal growth? And this is in addition to what LCI has to offer. Oh, wow. Good show of hands. Awesome. Okay, the next slide, please. So now we're going to cover the strategies for mentoring future Lion leaders. Mentoring is a cornerstone of leadership development, especially where service, integrity, and community engagement are core values. Fostering the growth of future leaders ensure the continuation of impactful projects and the evolution of the organization. This section outlines effective strategies for mentoring future Lion leaders, emphasizing practical steps and guiding principles. So we'd like to identify and engage potential leaders. So you want to encourage members to participate actively in club events and projects. Pay attention to those who show initiative, reliability, and a passion for service. Approach promising individuals personally to express confidence in their capabilities and invite them to take on greater responsibilities. Seek leaders from diverse backgrounds to ensure a wide range of perspective and skills within the leadership pipeline. You want to foster a supportive learning environment. Create those spaces for honest dialogue where mentees can ask questions, share ideas, and really discuss the challenges without judgment. Offer constructive feedback that focuses on growth and improvement, celebrating successes and addressing areas for development. You also want to provide access to leadership training, workshops, and educational resources tailored to Lions Club's values and goals. Next slide, please. Lead by example. Exhibit integrity, commitment, and service in all activities. Mentees really learn a lot and most effectively through observing authentic leadership in action. Show how to listen actively, resolve conflicts, and motivate teams. Illustrate the importance of resilience and openness to change in navigating club and community challenges. Start with manageable tasks and gradually increase responsibilities, allowing the mentees to build confidence and competence. Give future leaders the opportunity to plan and to lead projects with mentorship and guidance throughout the process. Assign mentees to committee positions where they can collaborate, make decisions, and learn from experienced members. Next slide, please. Encourage reflection and self-assessment. Schedule consistent meetings to discuss progress, address concerns, and set new goals. Suggest that the mentees keep a leadership journal to reflect on experiences, challenges, and lessons learned. Utilize assessment tools to help mentees recognize their strengths and areas for improvement. Build a culture of recognition and encouragement. Celebrate both small and significant accomplishments to boost confidence and motivation. Encourage team members to recognize each other's contributions, fostering mutual respect and support. Highlight emerging leaders at club meetings, events, and in communication to inspire others. Next slide, please. You want to promote network and community engagement. So you facilitate mentorship not only within the local club, but also with leaders in other clubs and districts. Encourage participation in district and multiple district and international Lion events for expanded learning and inspiration. Involve mentees in building relationships with community partners, enhancing their leadership perspectives. So in concluding, mentoring future Lion leaders is an ongoing process that requires patience and a genuine commitment to the growth of others. By implementing these strategies, current leaders ensure a legacy of service, innovation, and a positive impact that will endure for generations within the Lion community. Now I'm going to take it back to Sue.
All right. Good. I'm off of mute. Good thing. Thanks for all of your comments in the chat box. I actually responded to most all of you. So please keep those comments coming. That's good. So we've heard about identifying leaders. Ed talked about coaching and mentoring. And now I'm sure you're sitting there going, okay, so now do we do all this, Sue? So basically is how do we put together the steps and the process for successful succession planning, actually put together a plan. So quick show of hands. How many of you actually have what you would consider a formal succession plan at the club level or district level that you're regularly identifying people, tracking their project, and identifying new opportunities for them? Show of hands if you do. And I'm not talking about a piece of paper written down or the dartboard. I'm talking like you really got some meat to it. All right, very good. All right, there's some. Very good. Hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a little bit more. For those of you that don't, that may want to put your toe in the water just a little bit and look at things going out sometimes 3-4 years, identifying talent, and then bringing it up to present time. Succession planning is a strategic process organizations use, both in the real world, right, and as well in the nonprofit or volunteer world as well, to ensure leadership continuity and develop future leaders. For us in Lions and for Lion leaders, an effective succession planning is vital for sustaining club growth, maintaining momentum, and preserving organizational knowledge. And we don't think about organizational knowledge, but it really does have a big impact. This section outlines clear steps and best practices to help you prepare for smooth leadership transition and to empower our future Lion leaders. So next slide, please. Succession planning is not just about filling positions. It's about identifying and nurturing the individuals who can take on leadership roles, ensuring the long-term health and success of your organization. It
Hang
helps.
on.
Oh,
I
no
bumped it.
worries. No
Okay.
worries. We're good. You're cool. You're
Am
doing a
I in
good
the
job,
right
by the way.
am I in the right
Nope.
slides
You
for
got it.
you?
Nope. You got to go forward. Go forward. Forward. You're right. Whoever put it in the chat box, we should have numbered the slides. Forward one more. There you go. Thank
All
you.
right. So
Good
I
job, Bruce.
apologize. Yeah,
No, you're doing okay. Doing all right. So succession planning is not just about filling positions. Let me get down to my act here, get my act together. To identify key leadership roles, you have to define the essential leadership positions within your Lion organization. That could be a club president, a committee chair, or other roles critical to the operations and community impact. It could be somebody that heads up your hunger initiative. It could be somebody, that deals with, your childhood cancer. It could be anything. And this is really at both the club and district level too. And I would put with a little bit of underscoring, AKA also applies to multiple district as well, right? When you're filling those committees. Understanding the responsibilities and competencies required for each role is the foundation for successful succession planning. You have to assess your current and potential talent, assess the current members to identify those who demonstrate leadership qualities and the commitment to the club's values and mission. Use tools such as process of reviewing projects and assignments when they're done to see how they did, give them feedback, tying into what Ed was talking about regarding coaching and mentoring. If you have a mentor program, quick show of hands, how many have a mentoring program at the club level? Anybody have a club level mentoring program? There's Pat. Okay, Pat Marie, very good. How about at the district level? How many have a mentoring program as people go up the ladder? The district governor? Couple? Okay, good. I see. Very good. All right. Very good. That's very good. All right. Bravo. Um, and do self-assessment. So when we talk about leadership qualities, um, and a commitment, um, it's the demonstration of the leadership, and it gets back to what I spoke about a little bit earlier, that sometimes look behind that next layer. And I think it's Kathy Dorman that put in the chat box that talked about, just sometimes just asking that person, right? Or that may not be that person saying, "Hey, I'm ready to go up," or "I'm ready to grow," but it could be that person quietly behind the scenes that demonstrates those leadership qualities, that are really worth the investment in the approach and the coaching and the mentoring, and the investment as well. The next big part, and the next slide, please, comes to develop leadership skills through training. And that's probably the biggest area personally for me, is that the education part. We never stop learning. We're always on an intake mode. I know I am. Um, and I know that in order for people to, and it's not just like leadership courses, it's things like, what is their computer literacy, right? Or, are they able to uh, project management? And Lions International has had wonderful programs and continue to provide programs that really do the investment, for our Lions, to learn these skills and knowledge base, that give them the confidence and the opportunities to grow. Want to ask for the club level, how many of you really do education at the club level, or do you all rely at the district level and above, multiple district level and Lions International for your training? Yeah. Club cat, Patricia said club. All right. All right. Very good. Very good. Because there's something to be said for taking the training, at the club level, but also taking advantage of those at the district, multiple district. And of course, I mean, Lions Club International, with its programming, and courses and learn, and even the sidebar partnership with Lions University offer a great body of courses, for a person to grow and to have more experience. Pair the next slide, pair experienced line leaders with potential people for successors to facilitate knowledge and transfer. Now, the next part is encouraging progressive responsibility. Provide emerging leaders with opportunities to take on increasing levels of responsibility. Assign them to lead committees, manage projects, or represent the club at external events. This hands-on experience prepares them for higher leadership roles and builds confidence. I know many of us take on people that we're investing, and then we'll say, "Hey, come to us to this event, or come to us to a cabinet meeting or to a council meeting," so they can get a sense of the bigger picture. And by doing that, we are actually doing that mentorship role, and we are actually getting them engaged, in, and you know what it does? It pales away, of what they think leadership going up the ladder in Lions, in our organization is, and it makes it more personable. And I really think it gives the people the confidence to know that it's actually doable, because they know there's a network there, and there's always a network there of people, to really work side by side with them. The other is establish a culture of open communication where future leaders can receive constructive feedback, and share their aspirations. Do regular check-ins, and discussions that help area for improvement. And again, that is that whole coaching mentorship role, and being able to, they'll build that little, I always call it incremental learning. You just a little step by step, you learn, you grow, you learn, you grow. The confidence builds, the buy-in builds, and suddenly before you know it, they become interwoven into the fabric of the organization at either a club, district, or multiple district level. Next slide, please. So the question is, okay, so how do we do this? So I'm going to show you a strategy that I use. And other organizations. And for some, I'm an Excel person, just so you know. Other people are Word, other people are database people. But I will show you in a little bit how to track things. And this could be done at a club or district level. Because you just, again, as I said earlier, you don't want to have like a piece of paper, write down the names or say, who do we got this time, right? You like to be able to see how people have actually grown, the investment, where they are in their lives, because sometimes lives happen. I believe somebody in the chat box put in a little while ago that they have some potential leaders, but they're busy, they're busy with family obligations in life, right? And so, but that's, there's things that we can do so they can ease into it. So when the time is right, um, there'll be a value added person, at the leadership side of things. But formalize succession plans by documenting the process, criteria, and timelines for the transitions. Keep the plans accessible. Review them annually, sometimes twice a year, to ensure they remain relevant and effective because life happens. And recognize and celebrate leadership development. Highlight the achievements and growth of emerging leaders through awards, public recognition, and opportunities to showcase their skills. Celebrating leadership success not only motivates individuals, but also inspires. Also, I want to add, though, sometimes it's not all about the award. Sometimes it's what? The pat on the back. Hey, you did a great job. Sometimes in the meeting saying, hey, you rocked, right? So that's what it is all about. It is, it's, I know for me, that atta girl, oh, you really, that really meant something. I'll take that to the moon and back because that means more to me, right? As a person and as a lion. So, those little moments, and it just means so much to people because they really feel that you care. And then that's when they start giving back. And that's when they start coming with the commitment to come in to say, hey, this isn't so bad. And I wanted to get into the process. So I want to show you the next slide, please. This is something that I keep. Again, I said I'm an Excel person, and I just want to walk you through this. So again, what I said before, we go through, we have all these years, we want to be able to get people. Basically, we have people in the ready in 5-year category, ready in the 1 to 4-year category, and those people ready today, right? And if you see across the top, you know, do they need, are they a president? Training at the district level, where have they served, right? What have they done? Where have they served district wide, right? What they've done? Have they met the educational requirements that we list over here, right? And then we passed, for this is going for district governor, and do we take a vote? So, and then you have these other people here in the 5+ year category, right? They're not ready, but we're going to invest in them. So again, we track them and do the same thing. And this is the opportunity to give those little opportunities to, wet their whistle, build that confidence in that knowledge base. And then if you see here, here's the LCI learning paths, what we want at the club level. This can be expanded. And then we also bring in Lions University because I believe the two go hand in hand beautifully. And LCI is that's our go-to, and then the Lions University is a sidebar, and it just gives them a bigger, yes, Kelly, actually, this could be modified for a club as well. So I could make one up, yeah, and have it go out with the materials if that's good for you. And then this is where we are. And so we're tracking it. Now you could do it in Excel, you can do it on a Word, you can do it in a database, but this is a nice visual. And you could actually do this in a shared Microsoft 365 or a Google Sheet. So those stakeholders that need to have access to it, you're looking at all the data all at the same time. So it makes it a more usable, useful tool. Next slide, please. So foster a culture of diversity and inclusion. As you know, we have a wonderful organization that is so diverse and inclusive, and encourage participant of members from those diverse background and perspectives. It ensures that future Lion leaders reflect the community they serve and bring innovative ideas. And that's the joy of our organization, right? Is we're able to bring in all these absolutely wonderful ideas and cultures and It really speaks to our humanitarian aspects of the organization. Monitor and evaluate succession outcomes. So again, I said earlier, review the effectiveness of the planning. You may have to make adjustments. You may tweak it. You may to add people on, take people off, put people in the whole category, but at least you have a living, breathing process to it, so you're able to manage it. So effective succession planning is essential for cultivating a strong pipeline of Lion leaders who are prepared to guide the organization into the future. By implementing these strategies, Lion clubs and leadership groups can ensure continuity and inspire new generations of leaders, sustain their positive impact on the community. So our last Zoom poll of the day is, and Bruce, if you can please launch it, is what
Yep, I got it.
educational, thank you, you're doing so good. What educational opportunities do you need to prepare you to lead today or in the future? Scroll on down. Yeah, to number 3. Yeah, you there? You're gonna, yep, there you go. We want poll number 3.
So
Yep.
it says poll 1. It's just a third question.
The
saying
third question. Yep.
Yeah, they're getting it now.
They're good. I always like looking at polls because I always try to guess which is going to be the best, the highest percentage.
Well, we're waiting for them to finish the poll. Just so you're aware, Sue, there are many things in chat. Can you please share education training programs that are successful at the club and district level for those of us who haven't experienced? And the next lot of questions, can they get the succession spreadsheet
Sure.
and share it? And do you have something like that for the club level? And yes, please share.
Oh yeah, I will for sure. So we can have that actually go out with the materials because we have the district one, and then I could actually do the club one once we close out the webinar.
Okay.
So
I'm sharing the results of that.
Very good.
Question number 3.
Yeah, so interesting. Yeah, I was actually thinking technology skills, coaching, mentoring, and yeah, leadership development. Yes, yeah, both at the club and the district level. All right, very good. Thank you. Yeah, that was actually where I was, thinking it would be going from that perspective. So that actually helps us now through a decision tree being able to offer other courses to everybody that'll help in these areas, right? So all good. Thank you for your response. Really appreciate it. All right, and on to the next slide. Because we're going to quickly do, we did the poll. There we go. Quick resources. Of course, we always go to LCI. They're the best and they have the most and the most in depth. And of course, your friend, the Lions Leadership webpage at LCI is chock full of information. We have Learn, Lions University. Believe it or not, the LCI, the Campus Club Succession Planning Guide sheet is absolutely amazing. I would definitely download that and use that for your club. And it has applicability for the district level as well. So definitely that's a user. There's a video from Lowfield Consulting. It's up on YouTube to understand the Lion King. We all learn differently, right? So this is a cute little video that uses the characters from the Lion King to walk a potential leader through the process with their coaches and mentors. So when you have your favorite beverage, have a seat and watch the video. It's cute. Next slide, please. And then some books. As I said, there's a book, Leadership Succession Made Easy. It's on Amazon. Kindle, you don't need a Kindle to use it. It's for the nonprofit sector, but it's a simple, easy read, step by step, and it has great questions to get you thinking and applies to volunteers organizations. So it's one way to get you, if you want to get your head kind of framing around it, this is actually a good book. The other is, of course, Simon Stark, his Why series, absolutely amazing. And if you have a chance to see his podcast, The Optimist, I would encourage you to. If anything, he starts your day on a positive note. So he's a very upbeat and very positive individual. And then at the bottom is a resource guide. Know the difference between coaching and mentoring. This is from Kent University. It is really a great, if anybody's questioning, gee, the coaching, mentoring thing, this guide is a very quick visual that will help you in that respect as well. And I think we're down to the last slide, correct? Which is the thank you slide. So thank you for Ed and I, and you have our email address. Ed, what do you want to say?
Thank you. Thank you
He's
for
the bomb.
joining us tonight. And
Yeah.
hopefully you got a lot out of this.
Well, thank you, Lions, Ed, and Sue, so very, very much. Sue, if you could drop your resource document into the chat room while I'm closing up, that would be awesome. To
Okay.
everyone who participated, I appreciate so much you making the time to join us. They had so much good information. Sue, I'm just going to touch base on a couple of the questions that came up that we didn't get to. Um, so, do you think having leadership change out at every year opens a pathway for advancement? I believe it actually does, and I hope other people see that. But with the steps you've shown for mentoring and helping less experienced Lions move forward, I think it works out well for everyone. And we have one challenge that's always there. We have members, they will do whatever you ask for a project or an activity, but they won't step up. How can we change that, Sue?
Can you repeat that? I was just posting the document there. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yep. From the
Or
top.
Ed could respond too. We have
Yeah,
members.
I would suggest that we have to really start focusing with the Lions, that even though they're so passionate in doing service in the community and the clubs and the district, and they also have to be passionate about serving in their club, district, or multiple district or beyond. I mean, think about how many anniversaries that we've been around to, clubs 60 years, 75 years, 100-year anniversary. If it wasn't for the members of that club, how long do you think they really could have lasted if none of them stepped up to serve as leaders in their club? So I think we need to really start looking at it. We're very passionate about serving the community, but we also have to start thinking about being passionate about serving in leadership roles to carry the club from one year or the district and so forth in future years.
True.
Another question was, we have several young Lions leadership qualities, but between careers and young families, it's a challenge. And our comment would be, at least mine, is to invest in them and be patient with them. And your investment will pay off in the future in gold. You know what I mean? Another comment, some future leaders are just waiting to be asked. I have found that in my own club and district. I'm not sure if anybody else has experienced, but a lot of people won't raise their hand and say, oh, pick me, pick me. But if you have a sit down talk and chat with them, you'll find they will say, well, yes, I would love to take on that challenge or that role or that opportunity. We have people who don't want to change, was one of the questions. They want to do the same things, and part of that is truly changing our culture. And here's a question. Somebody wrote, maybe we should have a session on how to change your club or district culture. Is that something that this group would be interested, or would you attend if we offered a class on how to change a club or district culture? Put up your hands or thumbs or something. A lot of thumbs going up. I will bring that up to the education team, and we will give that some serious consideration because it is a challenge for many of us, and you can't change it with just a light switch. So, um, another comment was, I believe we all have time for Lions projects. We just need to learn time management better to accomplish those things and make better use of our time. And I think that too is very well stated. So here's what I'm going to do. You have, again, our thanks to Lions Sue and Ed for a fabulous presentation. Um, you have their emails. It was on the last slide, and or it's on the documents they dropped into the chat. If you have any questions, would like the PowerPoint, some wanted the PowerPoint or the template of her example on the spreadsheet. If you email them, they will be happy to send you anything or respond to your email on any questions you have about tonight's session. And with that, it is time for us to go. It's 8 o'clock and we're all done. Thank you all. Have a great evening and wonderful holidays. Bye-bye.
Thank you.